Messages from a starseed. My name is Mei, and I'm your host of this podcast. I want to invite you on this spiritual journey to find love and acceptance. In the moment you start looking inward and taking responsibility for everything that is in your life, you will find empowerment and true belonging. You will be able to recognize wrong labels and boxes that are not suitable for you anymore, and you will be able to find out what is your inner truth. I felt like I didn't belong until I found my spiritual greatness. These readings are meant for you to support this journey. If you like the podcast, please give it a 5-star rating. This will give more people the opportunity to find us or share it with someone who will benefit off of it. And come join us in the Facebook group Messages from a Starseed to see the video of this episode. You can find the link in the show notes. And now I wish you a lot of fun with today's reading. Hello and welcome everybody to this special bonus episode about for this wonderful full moon that has a partial lunar eclipse. I'm making these bonuses because these days are very special and they bring a special energy to us as well. And it's always good to keep into account because what they have to tell us as well. So that's why we're doing this today. So let's get started. Again, as always, we have the 3 different flowers for you to choose for your personal message. So for those of you tuning in that don't see, that are only listening, we have the rainbow flower on the left side, we have a white flower in the center, and we have a purple flower on the right. So take your time, take a moment to feel, to really get a grip of which of these flowers are the ones that speak most to you. And that's the one that's going to give you your message of the week. Or in this case, for this bonus day, for this special day, for this full moon with the partial lunar eclipse. If any one of you asks, there might be a moment where you feel like there's 2 cards or 2 flowers speaking to you, then that is also correct. Always follow your intuition, and if your intuition tells you there's 2 flowers that speak to you, go ahead and choose those 2 messages then for yourself. I think it's only in very rare cases where you're going to need all 3. But just in case, what I find is very important is for you to listen to whatever your intuition tells you. Okay, so let's get started with the reading for this week. For this day. Oh my God, see, this is so the full moon, reminding you to think about your purpose. Whatever you like, for those of you who already know your purpose on this planet or in this incarnation, remind yourself of that. And maybe this week or this day is reminding you, and maybe for this month or lunar month, this full moon wants to tell you are being supported in your purpose. For those of you who have not yet found your purpose, maybe this is a time for you to focus on that again, to see, take measurements for yourself to see what is your purpose. So always, if you don't have your purpose, then maybe your purpose right now is to find out what your purpose is. So it's good to put the focus on that, because remember, wherever you put your focus, that's where your energy is going to go. And that's the moment you start to make the decisions that you want to find out your purpose. That's when you're going to have help. I always say, like, spiritual help, or that's when you're going to, because your attention goes in that direction, you're going to start seeing solutions for that. So the second card for this, oh, nice. So it's a reminder to smile, to whatever situation you're in. In the moment you smile, everything becomes happier. And maybe even if you're feeling sad, take a moment to look into the mirror and smile at yourself. It's just to, shift your energy to a more smiling way so that you can feel happier. And oh, walk the talk. Interesting. So this one is also reminding us, and I think it works with the purpose. Like whatever your purpose is, follow that. Walk the talk reminds us to actually do what we're talking about. You know, not just preaching, but also doing. So basically come into doing whatever you want to do. Like if you already know your purpose, start doing something that has to do with your purpose. And if you don't know what your purpose is, put yourself into the path of that. And with walk the talk is also like, what are you preaching? Like, what have you been talking to your friends about or to your family about that you haven't started doing? And this reminds you to actually, you know, really start doing what you're talking about. Okay, let's get into the personal messages. We're going to have, the first one is the rainbow colored flower. Oh, interesting. I like this one. Used to be wants to remind us that there's things that we don't want to be anymore. So used to be is a reminder to whatever you say. You know how sometimes it also actually goes with walk the talk, because whatever you say that you want to let go of, if you still say I am this way or I have a problem with this and that, the moment we change that sentence and start saying, I used to have a problem with this, or I used to be like this and this, we bring it into the past. And that way it starts becoming something that we don't have. So because it's underneath purpose, if you think of your purpose, whatever you were doing that wasn't good for your purpose or wasn't following your purpose, that's when you maybe want to shift your thinking into used to be. You used to not, like for those of you that don't know your purpose, stop saying that you don't know your purpose and maybe start saying, I used to not know my purpose, but I'm going to know now. And that way you change the whole energy around this. Okay, let's see what we have for the white flower people. Trust. Oh, beautiful. And I think it's so beautiful. It's right underneath smile. So trust wants to, this card just wants to remind you, and maybe this moon wants to remind you to trust in yourself and to trust in the universe, that you are always good and you will always have someone that takes care of you. You will always have someone that guides you in the right way. So start trusting. Maybe it's trusting yourself. Maybe it's trusting the universe. It's reminding you to bring more trust in your life. And for the people with the purple flower, let's look into this. They will get to the beach when they get to the beach. Wow, I love this one because usually I always say this is a card that is supposed to mean other people, but sometimes it also wants to remind ourselves. So this card is basically, well, yeah, it says that they get to the beach when they get to the beach. So people learn, or people have a transformation, or people acknowledge things when they're ready to acknowledge things. So they're going to have their own epiphanies at their own time. Everybody has their own time to get to a certain place in their life, in their personal development. So this is mainly for those of you out there who work with others. So if you work with others and you're maybe a little bit exhausted, it's a reminder for you to not to push too hard, because people have their own time. So be a little bit more patient. And for those of you that maybe don't have to do too much with other people, it's a reminder for yourself. Be patient with yourself. You're going to get there when you're ready to get there. And you will take the time that you need to take the time. So this is a beautiful card because it reminds us to be patient with ourselves and with others. And I really like that. So I'm happy you guys had that. And I think this beautiful moon is sending us a lot of beautiful messages. I like the reminder for our purpose and to keep on smiling. It's so wonderful and it's so important to smile. So I hope you liked your messages for today from this wonderful full moon that is going to be partially eclipsed somewhere on this planet. I haven't checked out where exactly you're going to be able to see the partial eclipse, but for those of you who are going to be able to see it, man, that's something beautiful to see. And for all of us, we're just happy to enjoy the energies of a wonderful full moon and of course also of the eclipse that is a good and nice reminder that we're having this week and this day. So thank you again for tuning in, and I hope you liked your messages, and I'll talk to you again on Monday with the next messages on July. Hold on, let me not get it wrong. 21st, I think, is going to be. So I'll talk to you then. Thank you and have a great time, everybody. Bye bye. Servus.